A very good morning, students. Welcome back to online course on programming for problem solving. In our previous session, we started the basic algorithm concept, and in that we defined searching and we have also discussed about searching. Okay, so we said searching is nothing but it is one of the common operation that we perform in computer science, and it is a process in which what we do means we find for a particular target value in the given list, and after performing a successful search we'll return the index value of that searched location. So let us assume that you are searching for 46, as this following figure will list that operation over here. So if you're searching for 46, so we are finding that 46 at location 5, that is nothing but index value 4. Location 5 and index value 4, we are finding the element at location 5, index value 4. So basically what we do after finding the element, after successful search operation, we'll return this index value. Okay, yes. So after this, we said there are two basic searching techniques through which we perform the search operation: the linear sequential search and the binary search. Okay, the linear sequential search, it is very easy. All the elements will be searched. I mean, whatever element we are looking for, it will be searched in a linear sequential fashion. So in linear sequential search, the searching for the target will start from the beginning of the list, that is nothing but leftmost element in the list, and continues towards the end of the list, that is nothing but rightmost element. And if the target is found in the list, will return the index value of that target location. And if the target is not found, I mean, target not found means we reached the end of the list and still the target is not present in the list. So we conclude over there as target not found case. Okay, so target found case, target not found case. Whenever we are performing a search operation, there are two possibilities. First possibility, we can find the target, and the second possibility, we may not find the target. So if you are looking for, yeah, over here it is the target found case. If we are looking for element 4, okay, sorry, 62, element 62 we are finding at location 4, so we are returning the location, the index value as 4 from this operation. So target not found case, simply if you're looking for 72, as you can see the 72 is not present in the list, so we are reaching the end of the list. Here we are reaching the end of the list and still the target is not there in the list. So what we are concluding, we are concluding that the target is not found in the list. So this is the sequential search algorithm flowchart. So we are writing a sequential search module. Okay, module is nothing but a function, sequential search function we are writing. Over there we are taking a for loop, this particular symbol. Okay, this particular symbol indicates a for loop or simply a loop. We are taking a variable like index to run the loop, and yeah, this should be, we said, less than the size, not target, less than the size. Okay, so we are running till the list size exceeds. Okay, this loop, how many times we are running? Till the list size exceeds. Okay, and every time what we are doing, list of index element we are comparing with the target. So if this is successful, then we are returning the index. At what location we are finding the target, that location index value we are returning from this function. If this is not successful, means the loop has run till the last element in your list and still you didn't find the target, that means the false case. In the false case, what we are doing, we are returning -1. In the true case, we are returning the index. In the false case, we are returning the -1. So based on this, we are writing our program. Yesterday I have shown you that sequential search program, how we implement and how we find the target in the list. Everything we discussed in our previous session. In today's session, we are doing the binary search concept. So sequential search, as you may be aware of it, if the list size grows, if you have, like, let us assume 1000 elements in the list, So in the worst case, what we are doing, simply we are comparing 1000 elements without finding the target. So target not found case, you have to do 1000 comparisons, isn't it? So if the target is at fourth location, then you have to perform only fourth comparisons, then you find your target. But if the target is not there in the list, and if you have 1000 elements in the list, 1000 unwanted comparisons we need to perform, isn't it? It is an hectic job, because in computer terminology, comparison involves consuming of number of resources which we don't want. Unnecessary resource wastage we don't want. Unnecessary memory wastage we don't want. So because of that, the sequential search, they felt that not the suitable option for bigger size or larger size lists. So they felt that there is a need to have some sophisticated, I mean more efficient searching technique. There comes the binary search concept. Okay, so in binary search, the sequential search algorithm is very slow, and we cannot apply the sequential search algorithm to more frequently searching lists. And if the list is in an ordered manner, then there is no mean of going for sequential search algorithm. We can go for binary search algorithm. So when we can apply the binary search algorithm, if the list size is too large for sequential search, then we have to go for binary search. And if the search operation you are performing too frequently, I mean too often, then also we have to go for binary search. And finally, the last thing which is we need to consider is, if you have the ordered list, if the list is already in an ordered manner, if you have the list in ordered manner, then go for binary search. Okay, if you have an array of, yeah, here you just read this second point. If you have an array of 1 million elements, so what we are doing in an array, we are storing 1 million elements, and if you perform the sequential search operation, you have to do 1 million comparisons, okay, before finding the element. Or if the element is not there in the list, in that case also we have to perform 1 million comparisons before concluding that the element is not there in the list. Okay, if the array is not sorted, this is the only solution. Means he's talking about linear sequential search. If the array is not sorted, then we don't have any other option of going to the linear sequential search. Okay, if the array is sorted, we can go for a more efficient way called as binary search. Okay, yeah, only if the array is sorted we can apply the binary search. Okay, so how it works, how exactly the binary search algorithm works. So here what we do is, uh, we take the first location, we take the last location index values, and based on that first and last locations index values, we'll calculate the middle element index value. Okay, middle element index value, and based on that middle element index value, we do the comparison of target with the middle element value. So if the target is greater than the middle element value, we exclude the first portion, and if the target is less than the middle element value, we exclude the second portion of the list. In either way, what we are doing, we are uh, I mean indirectly we are dividing the comparison operations by 2, what I mean to say. So simply we are making the comparisons half. Now there is no need to compare every single element in the list, as already the list is sorted order, and we are finding the middle element. And if you are doing the comparison with the middle element, and you find that the target is less than the middle element, then no need to go for the second half. We can search for the middle element only in the first half. Okay, I will take one simple example. So as to have the clarity on this one. Okay, so quickly I will explain this with the help of an example. So let me just take my Microsoft whiteboard. Let us assume that we have a list. Let us assume that we have a list of some 5 elements or some 6 elements, and as I said, they need to be in sorted order. So I will arrange the elements in ascending order, smaller to bigger. So first, second, third, fourth, 1 2 3 4 5, then sixth, fifth, sixth. Okay, so I'm taking my elements like 4, 7, 12, 32, 64, 78. Like this I have my list. So this is index 0, index 1, index 2, index 3, index 4, index 5. Because we cannot take 1 million elements over here to apply the binary search. So simply I am taking only 6 elements and I am performing the binary search. So as I said, what we have to do, the first element you take it as first, the last element you take it as last. Okay, so first element, when I'm taking first over here, I'm talking about the index, I'm not talking about the value. Here also same thing, when I'm taking last element, I'm talking about the index, I'm not talking about the value which I stored over here. So after this we need to calculate mid. Okay, mid, how we will calculate, in the sense, mid equals to first plus last divide by 2. This formula we use. Okay, first plus last divide by 2. And if we get any decimal values, that any precision values, simply we ignore that one. Okay, so then for this, mid equals to first plus last, that is 0 plus 5 divide by 2. So what you will get? You will get 2.5. So as I said, we'll avoid these decimals. Okay, we'll avoid these decimal places. Simply we take the round figure value, that is 2. So my mid is 2 now. My mid is 2. Let us assume my target over here, what I want to look into this uh, list, I'm looking for 64. Let us assume I'm looking for 64. 64 is my target. So now my mid value is 2. So what I have to do is, after getting the mid value, simply compare the target with list of mid. Compare the target with list of mid. Target and list of mid. List of mid. So what is my target over here? Target is 64, and list of mid. List of mid in the sense, list of index value mid. Index value mid we have 2. So list of 2. List of 2 is nothing. This is my list. This is my list. So list of 2 is nothing but this particular element, 12. So 12. So how I mean they are related. 64 and 12, how they are related? So here 64, it is greater than 12. Isn't it? It is greater than 12. So my mid is over here, and I found that my target, it is greater than the mid, list of mid. So what I have to do? I can simply ignore the first portion. This entire portion I can ignore. I no need to perform any comparison of these two. Okay, I no need to perform my target value comparison with these two. So now I left with only these things, the second portion. I left with only second portion of the list. So what I have to do now, just calculate the new first, and based on that new first, again you calculate new mid. Okay, so once again what we have to do, if the target is greater than the list of mid, if the target is greater than the list of mid, what we have to do, change the first location. First equals to mid plus 1. First equals to mid plus 1. Like this you do, mid plus 1. Then what will be the first, if you convert like that? Mid value was 2 plus 1. So first, new first will become 3. New first will become 3. Now based on this new first, old last, calculate new mid. So mid equals to first plus last, again the same formula. First plus last divide with 2. What is my first? What is my first? New first is 3. So 3 plus what is last? Previous last. Last was 5. Okay. 5 divide with 2. So it will be 4. Okay. New calculated mid value. Newly calculated mid value is 4. Okay. So once again what we do? Take the list of mid. Target and list of mid. Target and check the relationship. Target here, list of mid. So what is my target? Target is again 64 and list of mid is now my new mid is 4, isn't it? My new mid is 4. So this one, list of mid, that is 64. So 64 equals to 64 equals to 64. So now I found my element. I found my target in the list. After how many comparisons I found my element? Only 2 comparisons. Even though we are having 6 elements, and if you start from the leftmost element and you apply the linear sequential search, after how many comparisons you will find your target in linear sequential search? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. After 4 comparisons, in 5th comparison you will find the target. But when we apply the binary search, after 2 comparisons only we found our target. So in this way your binary search is an efficient algorithm. Okay. So we'll practice another example with some more elements, and after that I will explain the what we call um, uh, flow chart, and then we do the programming part. Okay, quickly go to your PPT. So here we have, yeah, this particular list. How many elements? Around 12 elements we have in that list, isn't it? So is it okay to take that 12 elements on the whiteboard? We'll see. So 4, 7, 8. So I will not take that array. Simply I will write the elements. So 4, 7, then 8, 10, 14, 8, 10, 14, then 21, 22, 36, 21, 22, 36, then 62, 77, 81, 62, 77, 81, then finally 91. So these many elements we have in the list, and as you can see all my elements are in ascending order from smallest element to the largest element. So this is my 0th index, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This is 11th index value. Okay. So again, once again what we do? We consider this as my list array. Array with 12 elements. Okay, this is my list. So what I have to do? I need to take the first index value as first. So this is my first, and last index value as last. So this is my last. So calculate mid value. Okay, follow the same procedure. Okay, my first equals to 0, my last equals to 11. So calculate mid. Based on these two, calculate mid. Mid equals to first plus last divided by 2. So 0 plus 11 divided by 2. So what it will be? Some 5.5. So we need to take only 5. So my mid will come over here. My mid will come at 5. Okay. So now what I have to do? Take target. Let us assume we are looking for 77. So target we need to decide, isn't it? So we are looking for 77. So my target is 77. Okay. So now what I have to do? List of target and list of mid you take and find out the relationship. Target, then list of mid. So what is target? 77. What is list of mid? List of mid is 21. Okay. Here list of mid, list of 5. Mid is 5. So list of 5, that is 21. 21. We found that target is greater than list of mid. So what we have to do? If target is greater, change the first value. How we change the first value? First equals to mid plus 1. Mid plus 1. So what you will get? 5 plus 1. So that is first equals to 6. So this is my new first, and take last as it is. Last we are not changing. So last will remain 11 only. So based on these two, 6 and 11, first value 6 and so first it got shifted from here to here. My new first is over here. Okay. So now based on this first and last, calculate the new mid value. Mid equals to 6 plus 11 divide with 2. So this is something 17 divided by 2. So 8.5, isn't it? 8.5. So we have to consider only 8. We need to consider only 8. So my new mid is here. New mid is here. So after finding the new mid, what we have to do? Again, so this is one comparison and I am doing the second comparison over here. So my second comparison, how it will be? Target and list of mid. Target, list of mid. So what is target? 77 is my target. And what is list of mid? List of mid is, list of 8. Mid is 8. So list of 8, that is 62. Again we found that target is greater than the list of mid. So what we have to do? Once again change first only. Once again change first only. So new first equals to mid plus 1. Mid plus 1. So what was my mid? 8. Okay, always check the most recent one. So mid is 8. 8 plus 1. So first will become 9. Okay, now my last we have not changed, so take as it is 11 only and calculate the new mid. Mid equals to first plus last divided by 2. So what is first? 9. 9 plus last is 11. 11 divide with 2. This is 20. 20 divide with 2, you will get 10. So my mid value is 10. So again, after getting the mid value, what we have to do? My third comparison, that is target and list of mid. Target and list of mid. Do the comparison. What is target? 77. And what is list of mid? List of 10. List of 10 is 81. 81 we got. So here you can see the list of mid is greater and target is smaller than the list of mid. So what we have to do is, if the target is greater than the list of mid, then change first value. If the target is less than the list of mid, then change the last value. Last value, how we change? Just check this one. So last equals to mid minus 1. Mid minus 1. So what is mid? Over here we got 10. So 10 minus 1. So last value equals to 9. Okay, and first value we have not changed. 9 only. First is equals to 9. Now calculate the new mid. Okay, mid equals to first plus last divided by 2. So 9 plus 9 divided by 2. That is 9 only, because 18 divided by 2, it is 9 only. So my new mid is 9. So after finding the new mid, what we have to do? Again do the comparison. Target and list of mid. List of mid. So what is my target? 77. And what is list of mid? List of mid is nothing but list of 9. So list of 9 is 77. So we find the target now. Equals to. So we find the target now. So after how many comparisons? This is my first comparison. Here I did my first comparison. This is my second comparison. This is my third comparison. And this is my fourth comparison. So after third comparison, in fourth comparison, we are finding the value. But if you come in linear sequential search, how many comparisons you have to do? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. After 10 comparisons, you will find the value. But in binary search, after 4 comparisons, after 3 comparisons, in fourth comparison, we are finding the value. So in this way, binary search is an efficient searching algorithm. when compared to linear sequential search. So when we go to this target not find case, so target not find case, yeah, it is not like reaching end of the list. So simply you have to check in what case the first value is becoming greater than last. Because always the first value should be, whenever you are performing binary search, always the first value should be lesser than the last value. If the first value is going beyond, if the first value is going beyond the last value, if the first value is becoming greater than the last value, that means the target is not there in the list. As you can see over here, in my last case, my first value became 9 and last value was also 9 only. Okay, so and we found the target over there. If the first value becomes greater than last, then that means the target is not there in the list. So quickly what I will do is I will delete all these things and I will take only the list, and we perform one operation for target not found case. Okay. So let me give some time over here. Okay, I need to delete this also. Hopefully nothing is changed. Okay, good. So what I have to do? Yeah, I need to select this and I need to delete this. Yeah, delete this one. Okay, done. Uh, Come back in marker mode. Okay, this is my list. So I need to delete these top ones as well. Okay, this is my list. So let us say my target, this time I am looking for some 79. Okay, my target I have selected 79. I am looking for 79 in the list, and by seeing that only we can say that the target is not there in the list. But how we conclude? We need to check, I mean we need to perform step by step as we performed in case of target found case. Okay, and we always need to check first value should not exceed the last value. Last value should be greater than first value, greater than or equals to first value in all the cases. If first value goes beyond the last value, that means the target is not there in the list. I will show you how come it is. So start calculating. My first is 0 and my last is 11. My last is 11. Then calculate mid. Calculate mid value. Mid equals to first plus last, that is 0 plus 11. So divided by 2, it will be somewhere 5. 5.5 you will get, but you have to consider only 5. So after getting mid value, what you have to do? Target and list of mid. Do the comparison between target and list of mid. So what is my target? We said 79. And what is my list of mid? List of mid is 5. Here my mid. I have my mid over here. So that is 21. 21. So target is greater than 21. What we need to change? We need to change first. So change the first. First equals to mid plus 1. Mid plus 1. So what is mid? 5. 5 plus 1. So we got first value as 6. And last we have not changed. So last will remain as it is. Last is 11 only. And as you can see, first is lesser than last. So calculate the new mid. Calculate the new mid. Mid equals to first plus last. 6 plus 11 divide with 2. So what is this? 6 plus 11, it is 17. So divide with 2, you will get 8 point something, but we consider only 8. Okay, we consider only 8. So after getting the mid, again do the comparison. Target, list of mid. List of mid. So now target is 79 and list of mid. My new mid is 8. Here I have mid. So list of mid, list of 8, that is 62. So 62 we got. Again, the target is greater than the list of mid. So what we have to do? Yeah, one more time, calculate the new first value. First equals to mid plus 1. So mid plus 1. What is my mid? Mid is 8. So 8 plus 1. So we got 9. Okay, new first value is 9. And last value, it is also 11. In my previous case, it was 11, so 11 only. Calculate new mid once again. Mid equals to first plus last divided by 2. So it will be 10. We got 10. So where is this 10? Here. We got new mid over here. Over here. So now what will happen? Yeah. After finding the new mid, yeah, compare the first value with last value. First value is less than last value. So calculate the mid. Then after getting the mid, compare. Do compare target with list of mid. Target with list of mid. So what is my target? Target is 79 and list of mid, as you can see, 81 here. 81. So put that 81 over here. Again, target is less than list of mid. So what we have to do? Yeah, when the target is less than list of mid, we need to change the last value, not the first value. Change the last value. Last, how we change? Last equals to mid minus 1, we said. Mid minus 1. So what is mid? That is 10. 10 minus 1. So we got 9. Okay. Last is 9 we got. And first is 9 from the previous case. Here. 9. And calculate the new mid. Mid equals to 9 plus 9 divide with 2. So we got 9 only. So after getting the new mid, what we have to do? Again, do the comparison. Target, then list of mid. List of mid. So what is my target? Target is 79 and list of mid is list of 9. List of 9 is 77. 77, as you can see here, list of 9 is 77. We are taking this one. So do the comparison. Again, target is greater than the list of mid, isn't it? Greater than list of mid. So what we have to do? Change the first. If the target is greater than list of mid, change the first. So first equals to mid plus 1. Mid plus 1. So what is mid? 9. 9 plus 1. Okay. So we got first value as 10 and last value from the previous case, it is 9. Last is 9. Now as you can see, first is greater than last. So target not found. Target not found. Like this you have to conclude your operation. Hopefully you understood. So as my first value is going beyond last value, is going greater than last value, so my target is not found in the list. So in this way we need to conclude the operation, binary search operation. Hopefully you understood. So quickly go and see what other slides we have over here. So this operation I explained. So here you can see every time first equals to 0 we are saying, last equals to end we are saying, last element. Okay. And yeah, till what extent we are continuing the loop? Till first value is less than or equals to last. If first value is going beyond last, if first value is becoming greater than last, this condition will fail. So ultimately your complete binary search will collapse and we make the statement that target is not found in the list. So in every iteration of this loop, because this is a loop, in every iteration of this loop, what we are doing? We are calculating mid. Mid equals to first plus last divided by 2. And after comparing, after calculating the mid, immediately we are doing the comparison with the list of mid. So if this is true, we are returning mid. That means if this is true, that means the target is found. If this is not true, we are checking whether the target is greater than or less than the list of mid. If it is greater than, we are changing, if the target is greater than list of mid, we are changing first value. If the target is less than list of mid, that means if this condition fails, we are changing last. Whatever operations, whatever conditions I specified in the concept, the same conditions we are employing over here, as you can see. Last, how we are changing? Last equals to mid minus 1. And first, how we are changing? Mid plus 1. Okay. Target, we are comparing with list of mid. Okay. If the target is matching with list of mid, we are concluding the operation, binary search operation. And mid, how we are calculating? First plus last divided by 2. All are same thing. Until what extent we are continuing these operations? until and unless we are finding the target, or if the first value is becoming greater than last. Okay, finding the target in the list is target found case, and not finding the target in the list, let me just take the marker, and not finding the target in the list is going first value greater than last. So this is target. If this condition fails, target is not there in the list, and if this condition is true, target is found in the list. If this condition is true, target is found in the list. That's it. Only two cases, two possible cases. Let me just show you the implementation of this binary search. Go to the IDE program, IDE application, and start narrating your program. So as I said, whatever we have shown over there, in that same way we do the implementation for binary search. Sequential search already we discussed. So now the binary search, the flowchart I have explained. So now we'll do the implementation. So yes, write hash include stdio dot h int main of void. Yeah, in this I'm going to use one function, that is binary search. So which will return index value, binary search of, it will take the list which is an array, comma, it will take a normal target, it will take the size of the list, 3 parameters. So then declare int I comma index comma size comma target comma list of 20 elements. Okay, first you read the size of the list. So printf enter the size of list. I mean, how many elements you want in your binary search. So that you read using scanf percentile d, we read it in size and percent size. Okay, after having the size in hand, just run a loop to read all those elements. I equals to 0, I must be less than size, and I plus plus. Okay, yeah, as we are performing normal scanf operation, only one statement, so no need of compound statement. So scanf, read the elements percentile d, comma, and percent list of I. Okay, and percent list of I. Then after this, printf, yeah, read the target, enter the target value backslash n, if you want you can put, or else directly go like this. Read that target scanf percentile d, comma, and percent target. So now call the binary search function. So as it is returning index, read that returned value in index, then call the binary search function, pass the list, pass the target, and pass the size. Three things we need to pass. So if at all the index value returned is -1, that means target not found. -1, simply print a message, printf percentile d is not existing in the list. Okay, what is that percentile d? Your target not existing in list. Else printf percentile d is found, not found, instead of making the stuff complicated. Okay, found in the list at percentile d location. Okay, what is first percentile d? What element we found? Target we found. At what location? At index location we found. So this is it. Now write your binary search function, binary search, read the list into list, read the target into target, and read the size into size. Same variables I'm using, formal parameters, actual parameters, same parameters I'm using just to avoid the confusion. Okay, so we have to have first, last, mid, isn't it? Three elements. Initially we make first as 0, first equals to 0, and last equals to size minus 1, size minus 1. Now calculate mid, or yeah, everything we do inside while. First must be always less than or equals to last. First should not exist, first should not exceed the last. So that's the reason we are taking the loop like this. Then calculate mid. Mid equals to first plus last divide with 2. Okay. So if at all your target is equals to list of mid, that means target is found, isn't it? If target is found, what we have to return? Return the index value. And exactly at mid we are finding, so return mid. In the else case, just check, else if, just check whether target value is greater than mid. If it is greater than mid, what we have to do? Change the first, isn't it? Change the first and make first as mid plus 1. Change the first. First equals to mid plus 1. Okay? Yeah, no need of curly brackets as we have only one statement. No need of curly bracket. Yeah, in else case, what we have to do? Change the last value. Last equals to mid minus 1. That's it. Okay? So if you are coming out of this loop without finding the target, if you are coming out of this loop means target is not found. So return minus 1. Return minus 1 just to indicate the target is not there in the list. Just save this program. Binary SEARCH, binary search.c. Okay, do compile. Showing some error it is. Assignment makes pointer from integer list, not list, it is last. Okay, save it. Yeah, compilation successful. Then run. Okay, enter the size. I mean, it is asking me to enter the size of the list, so I am taking 6 as my list size. Yeah, there is some mistake. Target is not found. So when I am entering the list size and percent size, yes, here we need to put one message. Okay, printf enter any percentile d elements, and then you put backslash n, and how many elements equal to the size, isn't it? So that this thing I forgot actually. That's the reason it was not giving that message over there. I got confused. So now it is saved, then run. As you can see, now it is asking me to enter the size of the list. I said 6 elements. Now it is asking me enter any 6 elements, but this should be in an ordered manner or ascending. Enter any percentile d elements, ascending order. Ascending order is must, isn't it? So save, compile, then run. See, enter the size of the list 6. Now it is asking me enter any 6 elements, ascending order is must. So 4, 7, 12, 32, 67, 79. How many? 6 elements. 4, 7, 12, 32, 67 and 79. It is asking me to enter the target. So suppose if I enter 79, it is there in the list. Hit enter. 79 is found in the list at fifth location, five index value, that is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have to put index value. We should not put location over there. Location means maybe some different meaning we will get. So index, okay, at fifth index. Save it. Now again compile, execute. So once again it is asking me to enter the size of the list 6. Okay, enter the elements 4, 7, 9, 32, 68, 74, something like this. 6 elements we entered. Okay, now hit the enter. It is asking me the target. 74 is my target. So 74 is found in the list at 5 index. So this is 0, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Fifth index, we are finding the element. Hopefully you understood. So now try one more time, and this time you try to find the target which is not there in the list. Target not found case. Run the program. It is asking me to enter the size of the list. 5 or 6 I am entering. Asking me to enter the elements in ascending order. 3, 7, 9, 22, 64, 79. Hopefully 6 elements. Yes. Now it is asking me to enter the target. 102 I am entering. Hit the enter key. 102 is not found in the list. So both the cases I have shown you, and I have shown you how to do the binary search operation. Flowchart we discussed, program I have explained. Everything we are, the concept, the flowchart and the program, they are interrelated. Whatever concept we discussed, in the same way we are performing the flowchart, and in the same way we have written the program, and execution also I have shown. Okay, this will conclude the binary search concept, and two more sorting mechanisms, selection sort and a bubble sort, that we discuss in our upcoming class, next class. Okay, with that we conclude your third unit, hopefully. Thank you very much, students.